Hi, welcome to another episode of That's the Thing Accent Core. It is episode 0.96, and it is Monday, October the 26th. I'm Drew.
I'm Kevin. What up? So, what's been going on in Drewtown?
Have you noticed, I guess it's cause like Clone High Season 2 has been announced or whatever.
Oh, the
There's been
resurgence
of Clone High.
Yeah, the Clone High memes have been coming back, and you're like, hey, I'm good with this.
And YouTube keeps pushing Clone High videos at me.
Yeah, they know. They know. It was, God, is it Lord or whoever's the voice of JFK? Wasn't he, like, if you showed him your early voting, he would record you, like, a sentence in JFK's voice?
Oh, he was?
Yeah, like, he did a thing where, like, it's like, I will give you one sentence if you send me a video of you, like, proof. Make sure you cover up your address. I will say anything you want as long as it's not racist. Yeah, he was doing that. Because of all, like, the memes and showing up, he's like, okay. Yo, Clone High's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to see it. You know.
Yeah, I like that YouTube is recommending more Clone High videos at me.
Yeah. I had to start watching more animes because I ran out of Dungeons and Dragons lore videos to have on in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I guess I have to watch anime now.
Yeah.
It's been pretty okay though. There's been some good ones.
Yeah, I have not been watching anime. It was really I guess I was only watching it because you and me would hang out every week just to basically watch shows we were interested in.
Yeah, oh man, it is a lot harder to watch animes now and alone sometimes.
Yeah.
I will fully admit that. It takes for me to watch a show more than like one episode. I need to have multiple sources recommend it, at least 2 to 3, and then I'm like, okay, now I will check it out. I will give it an episode. And I did watch an entire show though. It was really good, but we'll get there when we get there.
All right.
Or we can get there now. Fuck it.
I think we can get there now.
Fuck it. So I watched God of High School. Or The God of High School. And that show is sick. It's Crunchyroll has apparently decided that they're just going to start funding Korean webcomics and make them into shows. And so far they are 2 for 2 because The Tower of God was not Hunter x Hunter, but very good. And The God of High School, Drew, can you guess what thing this is? Like,
The God of High School.
The God of High School. What do you think this show is? Just hearing that title.
Cromartie High School.
No.
It's a retelling of Kamiyama's story, becoming the #1 delinquent in Japan.
No.
Is it Baki the Grappler?
Sort of, but the truth is that it's the same syllables. So the God of High School is actually the King of Fighters.
Oh.
Because this thing is straight up just, it feels like a Korean webcomic guy really likes KOF, and then he watched those 90s OVAs and was like, well, they're not making any more KOFs. I'm going to have to do it with my own original characters, such as a jacketed high school student with fire powers.
Yeah, okay.
Whose rival is another kind of the cool high school student. Except he does not quite have moon powers, but you know.
Yeah.
There's a rivalry going on. The main character is sort of Kip Kapwan, uses Taekwondo. But he's kind of That's great. It's just good. The fight scenes it's a Mappa show, so the animation is solid. It looks a little rotoscoped, but it kind of works. The style is off the charts. Like, where Baki the Grappler is stupid and grotesque, this show is stupid and incredibly cool looking at all times. So, highly recommended. I really enjoyed it because it's the and it does have a good escalation. Because at the beginning, everyone's kind of Tekken-y, and it feels like Tekken. But then the powers start showing up as the tournament gets deeper into the rungs, and then it turns into like King of Fighters. Because you're like, oh, okay. Or like, I'm really good at Taekwondo, and then this guy's like, are you really good at lasers? And it's like, uh-oh. There's some good moments. Like where a main character doesn't want to use the powers because that's cheating. It's like summoning fireballs and ghosts and shit. That's cheating. Why would you use someone else's strength? You just use your own kicks. You kick harder. And I'm like, okay, I'm endeared.
Yeah, that's Kim Capwam.
Yeah, but there's twists along the way, and then at the end, it turns into another anime that the person liked. I'm not gonna spoil that one. But you'll know what it is.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
No. So, now I'll give a minor spoiler for the God of High School.
God, you can't not do spoilers. You know that, Kevin?
Okay, I won't do it. It's hard because I want to talk about it. And actually, I think it's pretty good. Even though the story is not really there. Well, it's sort of there. It's like a fighting game where the story exists and the characters are there enough where you're just like, okay, do the cool super move and have enough of an emotional background where I want you to win the fight. That's all it needs. That's all it does. Very good.
Yeah. Speaking of Mappa, Netflix announced business alliances with Mappa and 3 other anime studios, including Science Saru.
Oh. What did they say what they're making, or just like, yo, we're buying / dealing with them?
Just they're dealing with them.
I mean, that's
so. I mean, the last time they were doing partnerships, it brought about Carolyn Tuesday and Hiso Maso.
Yeah, like I can't really. Netflix anime, honestly, for the most part, their co-productions have been pretty good.
Yeah, Cake Guru.
Cake Guru's great. Beastars is very good.
Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman's good.
Keep Your Hands Off Aizoken.
Was that Netflix?
Yeah, that was Netflix.
Well, what else did they do? I don't know. Netflix animation is way more...
Wait, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Sorry, yeah. I lied. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I would say Netflix animation is... Like, their animation works are way better than their live-action works, to me, in general. Like, I've watched way more cartoons on Netflix than I've watched their original shows. I think I've only watched one.
Orange is the New Black?
Umbrella Academy. I liked it. I enjoy it. I think it's really well shot. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
Oh, Dorohedoro.
Oh yeah. No, I thought Dorohedoro is that, but Dororo was Amazon.
Dorarara.
Yeah, Dorarara and Dororo and Dorohedoro.
Dorororo.
Yeah. That one.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So also the 13th episode of Dorohedoro is on Netflix.
Ooh, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, you ain't even gotta pirate it. It's just there.
Good. That's partially why I don't pirate anime anymore, because it's hard enough to watch as is. Usually when it's all out, I'm like, okay. There, I'll just watch it.
Yeah.
Yo, that Twitch DMCA shit's wild.
Yeah.
They finally started going after Twitch. Which is
Because they realized there was actually money there.
yeah. It's weird. It kind of coalesced because there's the Lindsay Ellis video about her continued struggles with like talking about how a author of like wolf themed erotica or whatever sued another one because it was and now because she made so Lindsay Ellis made a video about a lawsuit between like wolf themed erotica like authors suing each other, and because she made a video of that, the author who started the lawsuit is now trying to pull her videos and sue her.
What?
Yeah, oh, it's wild. It's so fucking wild. And it's like, and she's just basically saying, give it a go. Because her case has nothing. So what she's doing is she's filing fake DMCA suits. Because that's how you get videos pulled and demonetized and shit. Like it's you file like, oh, they're using my work in an unfair use way by reading passages about how like the omega pheromones are driving the alpha into a mating frenzy or something.
Yeah.
It's like and her like the video one was all her going like the things he's trying to sue about are just like standard like romance novel quirks of like one character has a primal desire for the other. It's like that's not a unique idea. You can't copyright that.
Sure you can.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can try, but you can't. You don't have Disney money. If you had Disney money, you could copyright that.
Yeah.
But you do not have Disney money, so you cannot copyright the idea of like a fan fiction. I think one of her things was a post-apocalyptic world. That was what she tried to like say like, no, that's my unique idea. It's never been done before.
Yeah. It's just the thing of, hey, you send the DMCA and they'll take it down, and then it's up to the creator to prove it's not.
Yeah, and if you just keep doing it, or you do it on random things.
It's a busted system.
Yeah, it's how you'll see videos get like copyright claims from random person and that they own it's just silence or something. They have some random like you're infringing on our song 28 minutes of no volume. So we got to mute the VOD or whatever. I don't have that issue because no one watches my Twitch stream anyway.
Also, every time I post a link, you won't play it.
Yeah, of course not. I can't now. I doubly can't risk. The copyright bots are showing up.
Yeah.
When will the porn bots fight them? I mean, listen, they need to get on our side because no one will get rich watching porn if the stream is dead due to the copyright infringements.
Yeah, exactly.
They need to team up. It's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's like the Frieza arc.
War makes for strange bedfellows.
Oh, I love it. Have you been up to anything?
Before that, I was also going to say you've watched another live-action Netflix original series,
Which one was that?
The Witcher.
Oh yeah, I did. I kind of didn't like that Witcher live action series as much.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do it for me. It was well done,
Yeah.
but just didn't quite do it for me. It kind of made me realize that a lot of the stuff I like about The Witcher is the games, less so the books.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a large part, about a third I'd say like a third of the Witcher show was about the Witcher, and that's the part I like. And then the other part was about like Ciri and Yennefer. I don't really like them that much. Not as much as
Yeah, I did not
Geralt.
enjoy that.
Like I like Geralt. I like him being a gruff Witcher man solving monsters problems. That's great. But I didn't
Yeah.
like girl runs away and sorceress is a bitch. But like I get it. And I like her as a side character showing up with Geralt because I think they play off each other very well. But I don't like her solo adventures. But that's kind of that.
I watched some Grand Tour,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, maybe it's like me getting older and more sensitive, but it was the episode where they're driving through Central and South America, and they have to do photographs of animals.
Oh yeah.
But they just kept making the joke that like, oh, Jeremy's driving a Jeep, and those are really popular in the gay community.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like this isn't really like hidden as funny at all.
Well, I would say the Top Gear humor is the best way to describe it as 2004 Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Where 2004 Newgrounds is hilarious, but if you watch it now, they're gonna get bits of ooh, there's a lot of the joke here is just that the guy is gay, right? And that's not really funny
A joke.
or a joke, and now it seems kind of just very mean-spirited.
Yeah.
And that's what I would describe that kind of the Top Gear as is if you watch it's. I still like classic Top Gear, and I like bits of the Grand Tour. I still think the car review sections are actually really, really well shot and really good. Even though I don't normally care about cars, but I'm like, oh, I'll watch them talk about this, whatever. It's interesting. But yeah, some of the jokes are just sort of like, oh, you're hitting that boomer comedian level.
Yeah.
Where you're on stage and you're going, the gays, right? And then you're just gesturing towards the audience, hoping everyone cracks up, and they just kind of look at you, and you're like, uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. And then you get a segment on Fox News talking about the snowflakes.
Yeah.
So my dad actually had problems with a snowflake this week in the actual term.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so in one of his lectures, they were talking about neurological like problems, because well, for context, my dad does like medical school stuff, and he does about like diseases, pathologist. So what was going on is he was talking about like brain diseases. And I want to be clear, I heard the tape because the dude is Zoom and he Twitch streams his shit. This is recorded. And he basically said, some people think that Joe Biden has sundowning dementia, but I don't. I think he did fine at the debate. That caused him to get a complaint. This is real. He had to get a complaint, and he was like, why am I getting a complaint? It's a public figure, and if anything, I'm dispelling a rumor. Like,
yeah.
And he got a complaint, and people were talking to him, and the person that complained about him apparently was, and this is what was really confusing to him, was apparently hyper left wing. And he just did not understand why, or at least claimed to. And he was like, why did someone write a formal injunction about me over this? Apparently the other students in his class wrote like a counter injunction about, no, he was fine. It's on the tape. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was cool, but it was it really bothered him because he's like, that was like literally nothing.
Well, see, Kevin, when you're hyper left, that means you want old Donny Boy to keep running the government, so it eventually has to collapse, and all that's left is anarchy.
See, I thought it was something where if it was so much that even dispelling the rumor gave some credence to it, which means you can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
But that was my assumption. But it was like, that is wild. I said I don't like the term snowflake, but that's a fucking snowflake maneuver. Because it's like,
Yeah.
like it's
Literally nothing.
It was if anything supportive.
Yeah.
That's what he was really concerned. He's like, but I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
That doesn't.
It really didn't. That was the clip. I heard it. And he was like, I don't understand. And they're like, oh, you know, and they're like, because I actually listened to like him in the disciplinary or whatever meeting about it, and like the woman talking to him was like, I probably should actually no. We'll cut this part out. That might get a little too it'll cause problems like 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
But suffice to say, he's not in trouble because it was literally nothing. But I found that was a weird story.
Yeah, like that should have been nothing.
I think the thing that bothered me most about it is how little time do you have?
Yeah.
Like, you're in med school, so you're already studying for a lot of tests. And then you're also like, don't you want to walk outside or do anything else? Eat, cook yourself a nice little dinner. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. Besides that, I've watched Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, okay.
Did not watch the third Spider-Man 2.
No. That one's bad.
Yeah.
That one's very bad. So what? So So why'd you get into a Spider-Man thing?
'Cause they're on like. My girlfriend has access to Amazon through some of her friends, and like all the Spider-Man movies are on Amazon Prime.
All right. So okay, what's your like second viewing Spider-Man 2 hot takes?
The effects do not hold up that well.
Oh, of course.
Like him swinging through the city is not as bad as Spider-Man the Animated Series swinging through the city.
That one is real bad.
But it's got some issues.
What about like characterization, performances, and etc.?
I think everything else, it's still the second best Spider-Man movie.
After Spider-Verse, of course.
Yep.
Spider-Verse is number one.
Yeah.
I think there's no question.
So it's getting more and more leaks of Tom Holland Spider-Man 3 is going to be Spider-Verse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They'd already confirmed Jamie Foxx as Electro. And then there was another leak saying Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be reprising Spider-Man roles.
Man, that's a big bummer for me. That's a huge bummer.
Well, see, it makes me hopeful because I want a cartoon Spider-Man in
Okay,
there.
like if Spider-Ham shows up as is.
Or if Miles from Spider-Verse shows up.
Okay, that'd be cool. I'm now you're selling me on it again. At first I was like, eh. Also, Tom Holland does not look like Nathan Drake at all. I saw that picture.
Is he supposed to be playing?
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Okay.
It does. He has too much of a baby face, which works for Peter Parker. but does not work for Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
You need one of those other Marvel actors to be Nathan Drake.
Which Marvel actor would you cast as Nathan Drake?
Um,
Mark Ruffalo.
yeah, that's it. You nailed it. Honestly, I don't know. You just need a handsome man. That's who's kind of smarmy.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's right. There you go. You need Robert Downing Jr. Nailed it. No, even though you no, I'm fuck
Wesley
me.
Snipes.
Yeah, you want Wesley Snipes as yeah, there you go. No, that's it. Wesley Snipes. I was gonna say Nicolas Cage. I think that would work.
No, you gotta get Drake. Drake as Nathan Drake.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think they needed to make an Uncharted movie because
Yeah, that game's already trying to be a movie.
yeah, it is a movie. Uncharted 2/3 were the best Indiana Jones films since Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Not that that's a high bar, because it was really low.
I want the same moral quandaries of like he has murdered his way through all these people only to get to the last bit and it's like, but will you kill this man to save your father? It's like, oh no. And just a little pile of corpses behind him of like, how can I kill someone just to save my dad?
See, that would actually be interesting if they put in like the ludonarrative dissonance in there.
Yeah.
Where Nathan Drake is a smarmy treasure hunter and he has killed like 500 people constantly. Really efficiently too.
Yeah.
Like if you play those games, you're headshotting. You're John Wick. You're doing John Wick shit to people. Or you're like doing like the double tap, and you're like, oh, it's not a good time. Any other Spider-Man 2 thoughts before we go on to Spider-Man 3/2?
Spider-Man 6. I don't think so.
No, it's not Spider-Man 6. It's Spider-Man. Okay, so it's 1, 2, and 3. Then the Amazing Spider-Man 1, 2. Spider-Man 7.
I think it'd be Spider-Man 3.2.
Yeah, 3.2.
I remember in the like surgery scene where they're gonna cut off his tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I remember one of the like tentacles grabbing the electric buzzsaw and like going to town on someone.
Did one of the tentacles go through a doctor? Because I remember that.
No.
Is that a phantom memory?
Yeah, I think that scene lends itself very easily to making itself darker and gorier than it actually was.
It's a phantom memory producer because your brain goes, oh yeah, and then like the tentacles are swirling everywhere as they start to touch it, and then one of them just goes through a guy and goes like ah. And Sam Raimi, because I can see it, or maybe this is because of Sam Raimi. I know like how that scene would have been shot if he would have done it. I can visualize it. Because I've seen enough Sam Raimi movies where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is how it would be shot. You'd have like a zoom in, a sting, and then it would go. And that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I like Doc Ock, though.
Yeah. I don't like Superior Spider-Man. I think it's a dumb idea.
I think it's a neat idea, and I like that it didn't last. Like my favorite thing was that it wasn't over in like a month. It's that it had some time to breathe. I'm okay with that.
Kevin, if it was over in a month, that would be exactly one issue.
Well, I forgot. I don't remember how regular comics worked or work.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I was like, oh, a change in comic books. How quaint. And then they like reset it all. Just reset it all.
Yep.
But everyone likes Miles Morales. How about we make him the new... No.
Miles Morales.
But I do like Miles Morales. Everyone like... I don't know. Who doesn't like Miles Morales? Unless
The
you're like...
Kingpin.
I was going to say racist, but yours is like more funny. The Kingpin really does not like Miles Morales.
Nope.
Everyone else is pretty cool with him, but the Kingpin's like, I don't like that kid.
Yep.
Because then you can have the moment where it's like they're at like the thing goes because I'm black, and Kingpin's like, no,
that wasn't it.
no, it's because you formed my interdimensional plan to get my family back, not because of his race. The Kingpin doesn't see race.
I don't know. That sounds kind of racist.
Oh,
Kingpin.
I'm gonna have to run for office now. I got.
Do you remember whenever it used to be crazy that comics were like, "On then President Lex Luthor"?
That
I was
was
like, that's stupid.
That was an arc in Gotham, where the show Gotham, where the Penguin ran for president, like mayor, and won.
Yeah.
After being,
And now it's like,
you're like, yeah, I get it.
yeah.
There's a way to do
that's
that.
Exactly how that would go.
There's a way to 100% do that. To be
Not even hard.
to at your campaign rally holding up your Arkham Asylum thing that just has the word sane stamped on it.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, hey. Everyone's like, yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
No, I get it. He's mayor now. And you're like, oh, that's too real. It's like the Darkest Dungeon. Whenever I saw it, I'm like, nah, that's just regular life. The Darkest Dungeon man saying the world has gone mad. It's like, yeah. So what do you think? All right. Let's try to stay somewhat on topic. So Spider-Man 3.2. What'd you think about it?
It's all right.
I didn't like it as much as Homecoming.
Homecoming's not even like that good to me either.
I liked Homecoming. I liked it. I would put it on the Spider-Man movie tier list on 4. I'd put it below Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
But above the rest. And I would put Far From Home below Homecoming.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 are the bottom. I think we can agree.
Yeah.
That's
an easy one.
like Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the bottom, and then Amazing Spider-Man 1 is right above that. Those are the worst. Yeah. And then I don't count it as Spider-Man, but I put Venom above both Amazing Spider-Mans.
I haven't seen Venom, and I don't really plan to.
No, it's bad, but it's kind of I would say what makes it has some redeeming moments, it has more redeeming little moments than Amazing Spider-Man 1.
But Kevin, all the cranes, they all spun so he could use them to swing on.
That was so bad. Venom at least had a scene where Venom was telling Eddie Brock that they're both losers, so they should stick together. And I really like that moment where it's like, I'm a loser too, Reddy, and so are you. But together, we can be a big loser. And I'm like, good.
Oh.
I was like, that's like that little. There's a couple of exchanges in that movie where Eddie Brock is arguing with Venom, and I'm like, that's pretty good. That saves it from being dumpster trash and just regular trash. But I didn't think. What was I gonna say? I thought. Oh, you're going.
I was gonna say my biggest issue with that movie is I don't think it properly set up that his spider sense wasn't working.
Yeah, and I think that it didn't work really well with. There wasn't enough they tried to pull the same gag. Can we do spoilers for Spider? Like, I feel like this has been long enough that we can actually spoil it. That movie's old.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. I was gonna say,
Yep.
I was gonna talk about Can we do spoilers for
Yeah,
Amazing?
that movie's yeah. Those movies are old enough. You can do spoilers.
Yeah, like God of High School just ended like a little couple weeks ago, but this has been like years. So spoilers for
Yeah.
Far From Home. I didn't think they set up like the Mysterio bit to me. Only they did the thing where I knew what Mysterio was because I know Spider-Man lore. But if I
Yeah.
would have gone into that movie not knowing a lot of Spider-Man lore, they didn't set up the twist, I didn't think, well enough, if that makes sense.
I just think their plan was stupid. Like,
Their plan was stupid, and it should not have
they just
worked. It was
they were just like incredible enough technology wise. Like, what? Why aren't you just a real superhero?
Or why do you need the Tony Stark weapon satellite when you can like have invincible cloaked drones that fake like a monster attack? You don't need the weapon satellite drones. You
Yeah,
already had them.
yeah. All you're doing is getting more.
Like you could build them. That's like the twist. Why? What made the first movie work was that the vultures thing was kind of ragtag, and it made sense why he wanted to get the stuff. Like I get that, but this man already had it,
Yeah.
and he had like a full support staff too. There was like a ton of people there.
Yep. That's why I don't understand. Like, you're telling me that these people could not have just joined the Avengers.
Or just sold something to the Avengers or Tony Stark or whatever.
Like, I'm sorry, but everything they're doing way more impressive than the Falcon, aka the guy who has wings and a gun.
Yeah, he could. I agree. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so the computer, because I didn't wiggle my mouse enough, decided to turn off the monitor
Oh, okay.
because it's not hearing sounds. So I gotta wiggle it.
But yeah. Like, I still, back on the Spider Sense thing, it bothered me every time he was fighting Mysterio of like, okay, why aren't they saying anything about his Spider Sense? And it's like, oh, like, he threw that banana, Aunt May threw that banana at Peter and it hit him. And it's like, that's how you told me his Spider Sense is not working. Is a not actual danger hit him.
Yeah. They didn't even, there could have been a line of dialogue that said, ever since I came back from the whatever, my spider sense has been wonky.
Or just like him like busting up a small crime and getting a scare of like, okay, why didn't it tell me that guy had a gun who was about to shoot me?
Or he shoots and misses, and he goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Or gets nicked, or when he's fighting like those drones, he gets nicked or something when like he shouldn't.
Yeah.
And he's scared about it because that could have been a comedic angle where you have Peter Parker go back to being way more timid because he doesn't have his basically his spider sense going. So you had like kind of confident Spider-Man Peter who's like, yeah, I'm a part of the Avengers. I'm confident now. And then he goes into
Now
like,
you have like,
oh no, he's going back to being a nerd because everything's real scary when you don't have like an alert button in your brain.
yeah.
That could have been done for hilarious antics.
And they do love their hilarious antics.
Yeah, the jokes didn't hit as hard in this one.
They never do.
I disagree. I think some of the jokes were funny in the first one.
Mm.
These ones I felt like were the same jokes, just not as good.
Yeah.
That's it's not a bad movie. I will say that it's not a bad movie.
No, it's just kind of a bland one.
Yeah, that's the that you can say that about almost any Disney Marvel movie. They're not bad.
Yeah.
But they are bland.
Also, like, I feel. How does Disney spend so much money on CG and it still looks like bad and fake?
Oh, because it's CG. CG ages terribly. So like last week, I corrected the error of showing my dad Con Air. He had never seen Con
Yeah.
Air, so he watched Con Air, and he was like, "That movie's effects really held up." And I was like, "Yeah, because it's like miniatures.
Yeah, it's all
Miniatures,
practical.
practical effects in miniatures still look pretty good." 90, like there's a couple of green screen little bits that do not look good, but that adds to the charm because that movie's stupid and great.
Like when he's running away from the explosion that is basically enveloped him, but it's like, no, he's fine though.
No, he's fine. Nicolas Cage's amazing act. Oh, okay. So, I think I don't know if we've talked about it, but yeah, Con Air is one of, I would say, the top 3 Nicolas Cage films.
Yeah.
I think I would put it as Con Air, The Rock, and I think Raising Arizona. I think those are the ones. Or was it Leaving Las Vegas? Was Leaving Las Vegas the one he got the Emmy for, the Oscar for?
I think it was Bad Lieutenant, wasn't it?
I'm gonna fact check it. I'm fact checking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was Leaving Las Vegas. That's where he got the Academy Award for.
That's just wild that Nicolas Cage has won an Academy Award.
I mean, it makes sense to me because he is the actor. He is the kind of actor where you do the role around him, and it makes him look way better. If you give him a proper role where his kind of slow manic descent, and you're like, wow, that looks incredible. But if you put him in something else, you get in the same performance, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Which kind of somewhat relates to old Dobie Gillis, where, God, I forgot his name. Guy who's Gilligan. Do you remember the actor?
The guy who's Gilligan?
Yeah, the actor of Gilligan. I forgot his name.
I've never known his name.
But whatever. So Gilligan, I'm just gonna call him Gilligan. Like,
Yeah.
he's a
Little
very
buddy.
good, yeah, he's a very good actor because you could tell in the show, like the character he does is kind of like the beatnik, but there was one episode where he had to like not act like that, and he doesn't, and he's completely different, and you're like the mannerisms, like and stuff. You're like, wow, he can actually act quite well compared to like the rest who are just kind of TV actors where they're just sort of themselves.
Yeah.
It was also weird. There was an episode of Andy Griffith I was watching with my dad where the skipper showed up.
Yeah, I've seen it. And he's like the country farm guy.
Yeah, it's really weird. But he's like I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, it was bizarre. All these people are on all the same shows.
Have you gotten to the episode where Jack Nicholson shows up?
No.
Yeah, it's an in color episode. He's on trial in the city.
That's
And
wild.
like Aunt B is on the jury.
That's a wild episode. I'm excited.
Yeah.
That sounds really wild. That's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest prequel.
Yeah.
Or the Shining prequel. The Jack Nicholas cinematic universe.
I'd watch it.
I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of his performances.
Yeah.
I mean, The Shining's good. Shining's really good.
So it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I think I like the movie better than the book. I'll be real.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
The performances add a lot to it.
There's a lot of high-grade celebrities in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. It's just like Con
Christopher
Air,
Lloyd.
where there's a lot of quality people in there.
Yeah.
You got Steve Buscemi. I was also Homestuck has poisoned my brain because I was trying not to laugh when they were doing the ending when he was holding
The final
bo-
scene.
Yeah. When he's holding the terrible bunny. I was like, oh my god, this is poisoning my
How
brain.
do I get through one night without you?
And I was just like, oh man, I saw it on the screen of like those terrible jittery animations. I was like, yes.
Yeah. It's like every time I see that, like, I just know that first shot of that moment, and it's like, oh, it's so good.
It's coming.
It's so good.
It's amazing. Homestuck was great. It was fucking great.
Yeah. And then he got grifted.
Yeah. And then I learned what Homestuck 2 actually was. Or is.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently it's endorsed fan fiction. Where Hussey, there's like fan fiction writers, and they are literally just doing it, and he just kind of signed off on it.
Is he getting money for it?
Probably. He's like project lead or whatever, but that thing has mostly been done by like fan fiction people.
Well, like I say, that first block of text, I didn't even like start to read it.
Well, that was why. I think that's why. Like, other than the gradual decline, but man, yo, that fucking comic got me to watch the Howie Mandel movie Little Monsters. Because that was one of those where it was on Netflix, and I said, I need to know, and I watched it. Let me tell ya, if you're a Homestuck fan or ever were and have not seen Howie Mandel's Little Monsters, you probably should. It is weirdly related to like what's going on in that comic. The main human child of Little Monsters is just Dave Strider. He's like a blonde-haired kid. He has a red shirt, and then he puts on like the aviator shades, and you're like, "What the hell is this?" It's eerie. Love it. What other shit's been going on? I've still been playing Final Fantasy.
I rewatched Young Frankenstein.
That's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite Mel Brooks movie.
It has a good dick joke at the end.
Got several good dick jokes.
It's like, well done. It's Frankenstein got his like brain. He goes, "What did you give up?" And then he's like, "Arr!" Well done. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about it. It's hard to comment about that. I'm like, yeah, that movie's good.
There's just so many stupid jokes.
I can't remember all of them. It was just
like, I don't know. There's whenever they hear the eerie music playing and they're about to go in after creeping through like the spiderweb infested staircase, and he just grabs the door handle and it just crumbles in his hand. Just stupid.
If memories
build up,
you go.
They build up your expectations and knock them over so well.
As a good comedy should. Comedy movies are really hard to do.
Yep, comedy comes from two things: logic and human experience.
Yeah. Especially like of all the I think comedy in terms of like movies is I think the hardest to do well, or like maybe hardest to do because like a bad action movie, you know what that is, or a bad horror movie or a bad romance movie, but a bad comedy stinks it up so much harder than any other genre. Like the fail case is severe.
Then can you please explain Scary Movies 2 through 5?
Oh, that's just the general populace's taste is atrocious. I mean on a personal level. Like there's the objective level and then there's the personal level, where a comedy not hitting on a personal level is heinous. It's like unwatchable. Because I can watch a well done drama or horror movie and not like it but respect it. But a comedy, even if it's well done and I don't think it's funny, it's just unwatchable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like also I think the level of bad, like I enjoy some bad action movies and bad horror movies, but there are no bad comedies I enjoy. I do like I'll watch the Scary Movie of action movies and probably like it. Like not like the joke, but just like, oh, this is stupid. That's every Death Race film after like the first one. Where they're just really shitty and bad, but I love them. And I love them because they're shitty and bad. But I can't watch a bad comedy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a bad comedy that I like.
I can't think of any.
I feel like there is one. I just can't. Tune in next week to find out.
The closest would be... No. Does Drawn Together count? But Drawn Together has 2004 Newgrounds feel. Well, I think a lot of the jokes don't hit as hard as they did.
Yeah, like I feel like if I went back to it, it would be like, wow.
But to me, that's I don't count that the same, because that's like saying, like, at the time I liked a lot of the Newgrounds Flash animations, but now I would go, no. That's just me changing. That's not the quality of the thing. It has to be like someone would watch Jack and Jill and really like it, and not just the Dunkachino meme.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
I've never seen Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, what about Mr. Deeds?
Ooh.
There's like a not good comedy that isn't like, I don't hate it.
I think that's it. I think because I don't like Mr. Deeds, but I don't hate it.
It's like that's the progression of
I always
Adam
felt,
Sandler movies.
yeah, like, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is just like my mental brain, just like association. But Mr. Deeds is always like milquetoast Billy Madison.
Yeah, I think so.
Or it's that same sort of deal. Well, here's like a rich man who has to do some shit to keep his money.
He doesn't even have to keep his money.
Oh yeah, he's just kind of a rich asshole, isn't he?
He's not even that. He's just bland. While they were writing that movie, they just kind of forgot to give him a character. It's like, I don't know. He's just like a small town, nice dude. That's it.
Does Little Nicky count as good bad?
I think Little Nicky is slightly worse than the Water Boy. Maybe it's about I don't know. I don't know if this is true still or not, but I feel like Little Nicky is equivalent to Big Daddy.
Is Little Nicky only good in my brain because it has the hell stuff that I sort of found interesting?
They shove a pineapple up Hitler's ass.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of just the devil's son being kind of a loser.
Yeah.
That's really funny. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm little Nicky. It's like, oh, you're like a shitty devil.
Yeah.
I like
You're not very good at this.
I like that though. Very appealing.
I'm rate this Coke a Diet Coke.
Like that's, I feel like okay. That's because that's the kind of joke I would make if I was creating that movie, where it's just like I look at my evil. I had a slight problem. I had meme anxiety this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where there was memes going around, and then I couldn't post my version of the meme or the Twitter trend, because I couldn't decide. And it was describe yourself in 2 Disney villains, and I couldn't do it.
In 2 Disney memes?
No, 2 Disney villains.
Oh.
Because there's too many choices, and I didn't want to be a basic bitch. And then I couldn't think of anyone. Yeah, no, it's hard.
The Lich King from the Black Cauldron and Radigan did it.
Okay, Radigan is a good choice. I was torn. Like my top choices were, Goob from Meet the Robinsons.
And Pete.
Yeah, no. Xanatos, even though I'm not like Xanatos, because I love Xanatos. He's really good.
Everyone wants to be a Xanatos.
Yeah, no, like I couldn't, like I was, that was what part of my thing. I'm like, I was gonna put Xanatos. I'm like, oh, you're not as cool as Xanatos. You're not as cool as Evil Commander Riker. And I'm like, yeah. I know I'm not that cool. Doofenshmirtz was on my list. I like Doofenshmirtz.
Is he really a villain?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh no, Kevin, you're a Dr. Draken.
Oh, that's probably true. It's probably like Dr. Draken and Doofenshmirtz.
Yep, there you go.
That's it. It's that kind of ineptitude, but also like patheticness.
But they keep going.
Yeah, they keep going. That kind of like yeah, that's it. I can dig it. That was also kind of that element of the villain of Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah.
That kind of pathetic loser villain who's just kind of like whose motivation is really stupid.
Well, me, I'm a Xanatos and a Radigan.
That's pretty good. Radigan's great. Love Radigan.
He's Vincent Price.
Yeah, he's the world's greatest rat. But you can't say that or else he'll freak the fuck out. Kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's that painting of himself he has.
Yeah.
It's really good. I like anyone that has a painting of themselves. Like any villain.
Argent.
Yeah, like if you're a villain and you have like a stylized, like a flattering painting of yourself in your house, that like I love that energy. That's a really good energy for villainous deeds.
Oh wait, no, you're a Miss Finster.
No,
or a Randall.
No, I'm not a Randall. I don't snitch. It's not. Ugh.
Who is the bad guy in Lloyd in Space?
I don't even. Was there a bad guy in Lloyd in Space? Can I count myself as Emperor Zurg from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command?
If I can be Nosferatu.
Oh man, that was actually good. That show was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
What about the villain?
Oh wait, can I be Kane?
Oh,
can I be Xanatos and Kane?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Fuck. That's a good one.
Xanatos had a ponytail, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I'm just gonna grow a sick ponytail.
Just go sick ponytail. Be Xanatos and Kane. That's a pretty good combo. Or why don't you just say the Duke of Detroit and Kane and make your tri-fusion?
There you go.
There you go.
Did it.
I sourced all the Disney lore and I said, here we are.
Got it.
Dr. Draken's really good. I like Dr. Draken.
Yeah.
I'll,
No, Dee and Amy.
ugh,
One step worse.
ugh. I just like that Shigo won in that movie. like she's like, yeah, I won in the future, and this is how it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'd split you two up.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Shigo's great.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Shigo the best character of Kim Possible? Or is it Kim Possible?
No, it's Bonnie.
I don't know.
I think Shigo might be.
I think Shigo's my favorite character. I think she has the most character of them all.
Yeah.
Because she was part of that superhero team, and then she left them because they were shitty.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm going to be evil. But then there was that one episode where she didn't.
Yeah, where everyone got goaded.
Yeah.
And then Ron got eviled again, and it's like, how bad could that be?
Evil Ron Stoppable is sick.
Can that be evil Ron Stoppable?
Oh,
Can that be my
man.
Disney film?
Oh man, that would have been the meme. You would have been you would have been like, if you would have been, God, it's too old now, but I would have posted myself as Evil Ron Stoppable and Xanatos. Been like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the coolest. Did Evil Ron Stoppable use his monkey kung fu?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to say that I remember him doing that, and like they were like, I can do this. They're like, oh fuck, it's really strong.
Yeah. Ron is equivalent to a Kim Possible. He's just cowardly.
Oh, he's cowardly, and if you take that away, it's real bad. Then you have Rufus, who solves all the problems.
Yeah.
See, Disney, you can make good cartoons. You've done it. You've made a lot of them.
Where do I find a girl that's Shigo and Demona?
Oh, that's a spicy mix. I think Demona made it onto like one of my waifu charts.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I like what's going on. I like everything about what's going on there.
Oh wait, does Puck count as a villain?
No.
Because I think I'm a Puck.
Puck is more like an antagonist. But sort of? Puck plays both sides, if memory serves. Like, it's kind of...
He's mischievous.
Yeah, he's just kind of like dicking around. Which I respect that energy.
Oh wait, what about Macbeth?
Oh, Macbeth is great. Man, Gargoyles kicks ass.
Yeah, it does.
Gargoyles kicks ass.
Or at least the parts worth remembering do.
Listen, if something turns to shit, that doesn't stop the part that wasn't from being good.
Broadway shot Eliza.
And
That's like episode 5.
it's like way early, but what makes that episode good is that she stays injured for like several episodes.
Yeah, I'm still getting over this.
Like, if that episode was a one and done, I think it would have been excruciatingly lame. But because she stayed injured, that made it, to me, good. Because it meant, like, nah, this was important to the plot.
Yep.
It has relevance. It's like, oh, okay. You did that correctly.
Has ramifications.
Should have said Skeleton King from Super Robot Monkey King Hyperforce Go.
Yeah.
He, like, lived inside of an evil space whale. It was wild. That show was wild. Anyway, I think we're done.
I think we are too.
So, in summation, Spider-Man 3-3, maybe it'll be okay.
Who knows? Who knows if those rumors are true?
I don't know. How about Venom shows up? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like Venom. Later days, bye!